Department, KSR College of Engineering. Today we see about delta modulation and demodulation experiment. So this is the previous experiment is pulse code modulation. So what is the drawback in pulse code modulation means the number of samples per second should be increased by 1. So more number of samples are transmitted in pulse code modulation so that the redundancy is more. So to avoid that one, next we can move to delta modulation. In a delta modulation, number of samples per second should be 1. So the transmission rate can be increased in delta modulation and the bandwidth is also reduced so that we can go for delta modulation. So you can see here, this is a delta modulation kit. Okay, so in that we are having a modulating signal generator block, clock generator block, and then modulator circuit. After that, demodulator circuit. So in a modulating signal generator, we are generating one low frequency signal. That signal is called as modulating signal. So that modulating signal is given to modulator circuit. So next, the clock signals are generated through clock generator. So here we are using IC225 dimer. This as a clock generator. So through this block, we are generating a clock signal. So that clock signal is also given to this modulator circuit. So this modulate based on our modulating signal and clock signal. So we are generating our delta modulated output. So in a delta modulated output is a staircase output. So here either the output is either 1 or 0. So how we are getting 1 or 0 means we can compare our present sample to the previous sample. Suppose our present sample is greater than the previous sample. So the step size is increased and we can transmitting 1. And suppose present sample is less than the previous sample, so we are decreasing the step size and we are generating the data rate is 0. So this process is continuous and finally we are generating 0, 1, 0, 1 output at the delta modulated output. So next we are having demodulated block also in this kit. So here we are giving an output of the delta modulator output to this input for demodulation circuit. So from that one we are taking that output. So the output is whatever our input signal, continuous signal, that can be generated here. So now we can see here this waveform. So first we are taking that modulating signal. So modulating signal is a low frequency signal. So that is all continuous signal. So we can note that amplitude and frequency of this continuous signal. So after that we are taking that clock signal. So this is our clock signal, number of samples. So we are note that number of samples and the time period and amplitude of these samples. So after that we are taking the delta modulated output. The delta modulated output is a staircase output. So it's either high or low. So here based on the previous sample and present sample, the step size is either increased or decreased. So step size is increased means we are transmitting 1 and step size is decreased means we are transmitting 0 at the output. So this is the final output for delta modulation. Thank you.